takes your reviews
but I
of
think this
games
was
and
again
shit.
very, very
You know what I'm saying?
good.
Or even like add weed shit in there too. Make
Very
another channel with
expensive.
weed and do your little chirp things like you do
Anyway,
on IG.
moving on here.
And those things
Another
still have little
issues that
breadcrumbs.
have
They
been
draw
cropping
traction.
up on
And then when you get start popping bigger, then the live shows are
so
like the big
check it out
payouts,
right
like the
here.
big stakes. You know what I'm
Tim
saying?
Potato says, a
So,
shark
like, that's
brings
how I
it
see
doesn't
it.
seem to be
Get more
valuable.
views.
Yeah, so you just do a small little tutorial videos here and there. And then they'll
Gives the game a washed out gray look and reduces colors across the board. Highly recommend turning it off.
So that's not the other day.
Version right there, you can definitely see the difference.
The bitches
This
is
definitely
still for
looks
slim
far
$600 now.
washed out right there. So it looks like it's a problem.
It's gonna get cheaper
Got
though.
1,100 upvotes.
I don't know what the tiers and
Yeah,
shit
you know,
up to.
someone did say it just
Everything
seems
they
like
said
it's
it was electronics and gaming is
off
gonna
is
go up
on,
and everything like
on
that.
is
So,
off.
you know,
LOL.
it's
That legit might be the issue right there.
an investment,
So
though.
yeah, hopefully we
For a
get
gaming system.
some info on what exactly is going
see
on
you
and
do some
happening
like
with
GTA
the
6?
VCR issues. Now, a lot of you guys also want, guess what? More glide.
No.
So,
Is there any news on
get
GTA
the
6?
devs.
No,
Please, for the love of God, make gliding less
I
stamina.
just know them niggas
I've
said
got
they're gonna
eight
drop like last year or some
14.
shit or this year. I know that shit was a lie. That shit look nice as fuck though. Like some ideas they kind of going on with it. Or wildlife and shit like that.
For what again? GTA 6. Yeah, GTA 6 is straight, but it's just like I just don't know how I feel about just all the leaks, man. The price tag and the creative directors aren't there. I just don't want no woke slob, man. I don't want.
The ideas that they got going on sound cool. It sounds like they kind of.
It sounds
like,
cool.
for like the platform.
It sounds
They
cool.
They detailing
But
like,
they've been milking the fuck out of GTA Online for a minute
I
now.
haven't even been interested. I was just trying to see what future they got going on here. And then like the online, because I figured the online shit don't come out for many years. I don't want many years.
Nah, it's supposed to drop immediately, dog.
Because it's a big seller.
It has to be.
I mean, shit, that's what's
And they're gonna-
I've live for like what,
they're gonna-
15 plus years.
And they're gonna make you transfer your character too.
Are you serious?
They're gonna have to. Look at all the money people invested in that shit. No one's
That's
gonna.
crazy.
No one's gonna want to go to GTA 6 online
On
if
that
they've
note,
already invested hella money into
that
this
shit kind of crazy though. So that's true. Because you think about like, for example, what is that Warzone? Like how much money niggas spend on skins on a gun.
Right, and it's the same Call of Duty game on top of it.
But you lose all your all the skins and shit. Like they'll keep the gun for like the game for 3 years. Like all the skins I bought on Warzone 1 and shit, that's all obsolete. So all that money's gone. Like I can't go back and play Warzone 1 and reuse those skins. So now with every new iteration, because they make new Call of Duty every year, all that shit money you spend on the game is obsolete. But it would be smart for them to carry shit over from one system to the
Nah,
next.
they ain't doing none of that shit. They ain't doing none of that shit.
I'm telling you, bro. They had one game. I don't
They
know what
wanna
call
they
it.
wanna
It
milk
was like
y'all
a central
they
hub.
wanna milk y'all niggas.
Is that possible, Lou? To make a game that's like a central hub?
They did it with the Black Hawk, not Black Hawk, but the Call of Duty. They have like this. They call it like I forget what they call it, but their main Call of Duty hub.
No, I'm talking about like, for example, like, let's say Warzone or even like GTA, like how you just said they transfer, right? Or let's actually a better example. You know, like our backwards compatibility with PlayStation.
Oh yeah, no, they can't do that because servers. It's because servers, dude. You gotta have dedicated servers that handle certain requests for certain systems because there's a certain encryption scheme that it has to communicate to PS4s that's different from PS5s.
So you got to update
So you-
the servers essentially.
It's just this is how things communicate on the back end. You can't have both talking to the same one at the same time unless Sony allows somehow the same channels for encryption talking to PS5 as they do for PS4, but they
Oh, yeah,
don't. So over the networks, they're going to recognize them as two different types of systems. So when they're communicating online between each system, or you have a server that's acting as a game service that's talking to your system, it has to be authenticated and known to be talking to a PS5.
Well, I mean, what about our systems and that and outside? What if it's the game itself? Like if you created like a character in GTA 5, and then you created like all the some things that the cards should have come with it. That account. Would you be able to carry that account over to multiple generations of games?
Once again, it's only if the game itself is designed that way.
Okay.
So yes, absolutely, the game can design you for you to have a game character transferred to any other fucking system if it wants to. If they have resource and money and time invested in the game, you allowed to do that. But as far as you being a user, can they do something on the system side? Not exactly, because all these systems have a certain code and serial that communicates with the server a certain way, like I said before. Now, but yes, at the same time, yes, the game people themselves can. That's why you have cross-platform in a lot of different games. And a lot of these, huge multiplayer games, they do PC and consoles because they've designed systems in their game that allow them to communicate across those different things. But if they don't want to do that and don't want to allow that, they're not going to have resources dedicated to that, because that costs resources, time, and money.
That's true. Like, you play 2K, right?
I play 2K? Yeah. Not really, no. I have played it.
But so my character, like, if they say like every day they redo it.
Yeah.
Is it possible to have one character that you created throughout different 2Ks throughout the year?
But, I mean, if they decided to do it like that, I don't think so. I mean, it's if the game system allows it. I mean, to think it's always a possibility of you can do whatever the fuck you want. But if these people don't design a system where they allow that stuff to happen, it will not happen.
All right, so
it's not a matter of what you can or can't do. You can do anything. Anything. Yes.
I can't recall a game that's online that has like a sequel, and then you carry over your created character from one game to the next.
GTA 5 was like that from generation to generation, but from sequel to sequel, there hasn't been really a game like that where you've got to carry over your progress.
Because Warzone was like that, but like it's like, alright, so looking back at season 1, the first.
It's not really like progress. It's like your Warzone progress is in a Warzone game versus your Battle Pass progress for the Call of Duty game is separate from the Warzone. That's how they have it now. Yeah. So you level them up separately.
I mean, but as it should, because if you play a new game in a version or that, or want to call it with that game, right, then you got to reset it.
So that goes for any games. Then every game they could say, oh well, this is a new game, so why would you be able to bring the old stuff into this new game? No, you got to make it all brand new, because the assets and systems we design don't allow you to translate some old ass bullshit into our new ass system. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's not like the new game is a carbon copy of the old game. A lot of these new games are either designed from scratch, or they only take minute graphical assets. They don't take the whole underlying system code behind the scenes to implant into here, because obviously not. The gameplay's changing. You're able to do certain gameplay differences that you can't do in this game. And mind you, if the game was the same as the first one, why the fuck do they have a second game in the first place?
Well,
they should. That's what I said. It doesn't work like that, because the underlying code behind the game that's making the game be a number 2 is fundamentally has to be different from the number 1. Otherwise, they're selling you the same dog shit.
Well, I mean, essentially, if you look out, there's a lot of games throughout history, Zelda included, that created a sequel game to where the updates were on many levels. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Many games.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
and Nintendo will still resell you that whole new game on the Switch 2 for more money.
I mean,
even though it's the same game.
But I think something like GTA, that'll be a doable thing. So I think it'd be smart, because essentially what you could do is like, all right, they create 6 is a Miami setting, right? So then what you can do is you can import your characters, some of the clothes, and some of the cars, and then to this setting. So all these new features and all these new clothes and these new cars and these things that they rebuild it for the new game.
Right.
Essentially, you can still integrate.
But see, they'll have to copy. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's possible. But then they'll have to copy the assets from the old game and make sure that there's a corresponding way to replicate and read those assets in the new game. And if the new game isn't compatible with reading those old assets, those old code, that old object file, then it's not going to work. They're going to have to make a new type of object file that's specific to the new game, try to translate or copy over somehow the data from this old car graphic or shirt graphic or whatever into the new game and map it to the new game textures and all those different things so it looks like something that was in GTA 6, not something that was in GTA 5. So you see what I'm saying?
You took
That's
the style and then you put the GTA code.
And that's a whole extra work that people are going to have to do, especially people in the modding community who did the JDM stuff or 5M stuff or whatever. You know, they're going to have to somehow copy those things into ASCII, because right now there's a whole process and system of them modding in these, you know, cars and textures and stuff with these files, but that's not going to be the same way as for GTA 6. So if you want that stuff over there, you're going to have to learn how things are read over there, and then you're going to have to figure out if you can copy some way the data from these files over there, and if it doesn't translate one-to-one, you got to start from scratch.
Yeah, restart it. Yeah.
So that's how that process is going to have to work.
So would it be easier to build it from scratch or copy?
Probably just build it from scratch, honestly, because copy, and once again, you got to translate it. You got to make sure it maps the same, and then it doesn't always work like that in software. So
that's true. I guess you were just saying, you gotta make sure that you're linking, like it's like language. You gotta make sure each word that you're translating makes the meaning goes into the correct meaning.
Right. I mean, you can see it in something as simple as making a calculator. You can make something that does addition and subtraction. Let's say you have a calculator 2.0 that has multiplication and division, and it builds on the addition and subtraction. Because the inputs are still numbers, regular numbers, I'm able to make this enhancement. I don't have to change the ideas or none of that things. But the only problem with division is you can get half numbers. And addition and subtraction, you're just dealing with whole numbers at this time. You're not really saying, oh, I imagine my inputs are going to be half numbers, so I want to add and subtract half numbers. Yeah. No, you're assuming these are whole integers you're adding and subtracting. But see, as you upgrade now, you have to account for different inputs as you're adding more features. So how are these inputs going to change over time as I add more features into this ecosystem? Yeah. As I'm upgrading to the version.
How the light might reflect off the car's paint.
Right, it's going more upgraded. Right, there might be different different lighting algorithms being used and shit like that aren't used in the first one. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've seen it. That's how it works. Because every little thing you have to make a checklist.
Right. That's what I said. It sounds good in word and theory. Oh, they can just copy this over. But when you get down into it, when the real meat and potatoes happen, it's like, oh, it wasn't as easy as I thought it would probably be. But I'm seeing that there's a path. Yeah. It's just the path is
there's
now.
little things that you have to nick.
Right. Yeah. I saw over the horizon the building, but I didn't realize I had to go down in the
whole journey and take from here to there. Yeah.
Can I just shortcut and teleport?
But that's what I like. I was thinking, if you I don't know, if the game itself was a central hub and you were able to,
how about this then? Right, instead of them having a separate GTA 6, GTA Online becomes its own game.
That part.
And it has to be its own game. So when they do upgrade to the GTA 6 engine or whatever, they're going to have to upgrade the graphics and everything in GTA Online to what is for GTA 6 and try to, upgrade that too and have it standalone. Honestly, that's the only really way I can think they can probably
I guess the Fortnite would be a good example because Fortnite's been around for so fucking long, but they've added all these DLC upgrades to where it's Fortnite, but it's not Fortnite.
Fortnite was supposed to have a story mode.
So I didn't know that. I never played it. I just seen
they used to sell it. They used to advertise it as a beta.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have a night zombie survival mode.
Oh shit. I've actually never really played the game. To be real with you, I just seen niggas play it. But I've seen all the upgrades and DLCs and shit that they added to it. Kind of like even Minecraft in a sense too. Towards the central game hub, this central game itself. But over all these years of DLCs and shit, it kind of morphed into another version of itself. And I figure with like games like GTA or something like that, depending on how deep they go off where they go. If you made a central hub game like online, like you said, and then added all these DLC compartments, then have like a base system that you can just keep adding things to usually morph the game to different shit. You know, and that's essentially what they were doing. Switches here and there, modifications here and there.
I got this new insert. Shout out Power Pat for the inserts. So there's this thing inside here that smacks my person out. And so I have the cap. So I put the cap on top. It just starts smacking. Terp connoisseur. Terp connoisseur, good. I'm trying to do the terps on the live, but I'll be ready for it.
See, that's the thing too. You got your songs.
Shout out Jar Music. I do. I need to plus Prey on the program, bro. You need to release this Jar Music key, bro. Get this Jar Music out to the peoples. Jar Music out to the people.
Because you look at it like you're not marketing your shit for free.
They're like, why are we showing people? I'm like, this is a real package. I say you're not supposed to knock off phony aftermarket shit. This is a repaired one too. Nah, I broke the tip off. If you put a tip on their tip on this bitch, like the tip is going so hard, it's better than the other ones. I'm saying, yeah, this shit tipping on these bitches. And I got 2 power pads now. So I have the power 2. Power 2. I'm gonna be out here with these caps. This same thing. It sits inside. So with the slurper, there's no airflow coming up through the top here. So it does a seal, and then it seals right here on the joint. So it's like.
You put that on before you light it up in it?
Yeah. So first thing I so this is the first thing I do. This is the process. Light it up. Keep it up. That's the first thing you do. Gotta get it hot, but not too hot. You don't have to get it too hot because it retains heat pretty well. No, it's borosilicate. Which I think Pyrex was supposed to be made of borosilicate before at one point, but then they started using cheap glass.
That's why there's real Pyrex and there's no Pyrex is different.
Yeah, well, it's borosilicate. It should be boro glass, I think it is. But yeah, this is boro. No, this banger is not boro. This glass is boro. This banger is quartz. Yeah, like.
So the quartz is more heat solar.
Correct. But the insert inside is definitely boro. That side of this side of how it appears, trips the climb.
Because Romy has the middle one.
Yeah.
I guess that's the good. We use that one for that the fucking front name of it, just that little thing. The only thing that you get plugged in.
Oh yeah, you can it's like an E now.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I have a coil, but the coils don't like heat up or anything. It's hot. So put it this way.
Cause you know about the dab hits, the full hits.
Yeah. I hit my shit at a certain temp every time, bro. Around like 610. But it depends on how much dab you're doing. If you're doing like some baby ass shit, you're not gonna want to hit it super hot. It's pretty cold.
Yeah.
But you know, you gotta gauge it based on how big a dab you're doing.
The bigger it is, the more.
So if you put your top on here, so that my cold top is gonna kind of cool it down a little bit up here. So I have to put my thing in right inside the bucket to get the prime temp to dab burn. And as it goes up, it's gonna cool down because this part here is cool.
So it's gonna percolate.
Not really percolate. It's gonna move the terps a little bit. And then when I put it on there, that insert is gonna smack my terps around in a circle. It's gonna smack the fuck out of my terps. So whatever was down there got burnt up. You don't see no lake. Did you see a little residue up here? Because it was colder up here. So when the oil splashed up there, it got colder quicker. And solidified instead of drinking into the dish. Huh? Scrape what? Why would you scrape it and smoke it? You just smoke it. That's all burnt on the weekend. Don't smoke it. And then we put it in here and I don't know why you smoke it though. Yes, nah, you just a fucking tweaker, bro. It's like scraping the fucking bottom of your shoe and eating it, and you're calling it nutrition because it's dirt. It's like,
That's good.
I would not do that shit. Some niggas do that shit, man. Some people
They
do.
never smoke resin?
I smoke resin, bro. I smoke peanut resin. It's plenty of BHO. I smoked CRC before. Smoked all types of wax, shatter, slabs.
I mean, resin.
Absolutely. You get reclaim from smoking anything. It's just the backwash that gets stuck when it comes through. And then the stuff gets burnt off. It's that extra shit. Sometimes it's burnt brown, sometimes it's lime or orange. It just depends on what you're smoking. How it's going to China as it gets some heat. I'm no expert. I just smoke a lot. I'm no expert, bud. I just smoking. I just smoking. Turn off on this Pirate Warriors? We could hop on Pirate Warriors. That's 2 points. So we could hop on the Pirate Warriors. Maybe it's looking forward. I'm doing shit.
She should be here.
Aren't you? Are you leaving?
Yeah, I gotta go to my appointment at 15. So
Oh man. Okay. Well, hurry up, dog. My bad. Let's see what else is doing, man.